Okay.
Hello, 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 everyone.
Hello.
It is Scotty T, and it is your comedy minute. And I have an amazing young lady with me.
We don't know that.
No, hold on. She's a comedian. She's a writer. She's a PhD and a shoe fanatic. Laura Hayden is here.
Woohoo!
Laura, how are you?
I'm amazing. How are you?
You are amazing. I feel I'm a little giddy. I feel like a woodpecker in a lumberyard. Are you? Let's start. I'm not sure. Are you in California?
I am in California where it's
Okay.
we're having a little bit of a heat wave, and I live at the
Were,
beach
were
too.
you
So
born and raised in California?
I am native, born and
Okay.
raised Los Angelesian.
Okay. I don't normally start with this. I normally end with it, but because um, Francis D. Lorenzo set this up,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought it was really interesting that Francis is friends with Warren Buffett. But then I got an email from you, and I saw that Hugh Jackman handles all your publicity.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman is my admin. He doesn't know it yet. When his career slows down.
I just thought that was really
Well,
hang in the wrong.
you can set your phone to do anything. It could be like,
I hang in
sign
the
up
wrong
from my
circles. I'm
phone,
telling
from
you,
my boat, from my la
Warren
la la.
Buffett, Hugh Jackman, holy hell!
So I made Hugh Jackman my admin.
It I first time I saw it, I said, "Wow." Yeah, I have
uh,
to. I like full disclosure in everything I do. You are the first doctor that I've had on my show.
well, to clarify, I am PhD. I am not MD, so I can't get you any prescription drugs. I'm sorry.
No, no. In other words, I've had preachers, I've had hypnotists, but PhD never had one on before. I'm amazed.
There we go, Dr. Laura, the
Well,
other
Dr.
one.
Laura, there's a story there because and if you don't mind, take the people from because I know the story. I did a lot of research. I write down a lot of stuff. Okay.
I might
And
be scared then.
no, no, well, we will get through a lot of stuff. But it started, you got your PhD from Boston University or whatever, and you did a commencement speech. Is that correct?
The commencement speech was actually for my master's.
Okay. Excuse me, Miss Thing.
Full disclosure, I have 6 college degrees, 4 undergraduate, and 1 master's, one
Holy
doctorate.
moly.
I am so overeducated.
Okay. Well,
I'm educated enough to know now that I'm stupid.
educated enough to be on this
I
show.
was smarter before I got my doctorate. I'll just tell you that right now.
Well,
They
tell the
sucked.
people.
They sucked all my brains out.
Well, tell the people because at least the story, I think, because we're going to gear it towards comedy, we're going to get to some. But in other words, is that when it started?
Well, because I went to school. Clearly, I went to school forever and ever and ever and ever. So I waited tables forever and ever and ever and ever. And I started waiting
Okay.
tables because I was pathologically shy. I mean, like most people meet me and they're like, I don't believe you. But if you knew me as a child, I saw one of my longest friends. She actually is the one that gave me the flowers yesterday. We've been
Okay.
friends since kindergarten, and she'll tell you I was crawl under the table, call out sick, blushing, horrible, shy. So I started waiting tables when I was in college to try to get over my pathological shyness. And because I went to school forever, I waited tables forever, and all my regular customers like, "Oh my God, you're so funny." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever. What do you want?" And then
Right.
they're like, "No, you're really funny." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, whatever. What do you want?" And then I got married. My husband, now ex-husband, was like, "Oh my God, you're so funny. You make a good stand-up." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever. What do you want?" And then in graduate school, the first time for my master's, we had to give an enormous amount of presentations because they wanted us to be
Right.
comfortable talking to people because our job is talking to people.
Right.
And so uh, all my classmates wanted me to give the commencement speech because they're like, "Oh my God, you're so funny. It'll be funny."
Right.
So for my graduate school, the class nominated you. It wasn't your valedictorian
Right.
for your master's. I had good grades, but I wasn't that good, and I wasn't like crazy good. And so that's where I actually just wanted to not be boring because, as
Right.
you've been to a graduation, it's a typically boring speech. Oh, we'd like to thank the faculty and
Right.
our
Yeah.
parents, blah, blah,
Right.
blah.
Right. Right.
And the only thing is, we're waiting for cake. We want cake. Shut up, there's cake. And so I just was trying not to be boring. And then I overexceeded my goal apparently because I had to wait for people to stop laughing a lot. And afterwards, people were like, "Oh my God, you're a natural up there." Blah, blah, blah. So
Okay.
I credit that as my first stand-up gig. And then, I had to get the whole career going because I'd been going to school forever. And then every New Year's, instead of pretending to give up something, I try something new. 24 years, oh my, 24 years ago, I flipped a coin. Heads came up. It was going to be sailing lessons or a stand-up course. So I took a stand-up course, and here we are today on our Comedy Minute.
Oh, it's your comedy minute, but that's okay. I love you because, and we're going to get into a lot of stuff because on your website, your tagline is because laughter matters.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't agree with that more.
Uh, I have an 840-page dissertation on the healing aspects of laughter. So I can assure you, unless you have a laughter allergy, and yes, there are people who have a laughter allergy. It's rare, but it exists. Um, Laughter helps every system in your body, every system, your
Right.
immune system, your digestive system, cognitively, socio interpersonal relations, your heart, your lungs, your muscles. Everything is improved by laughter.
Right.
Everything, except unless you have a laughter allergy,
I
which
don't
is a
know.
really, 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 really rare. So you probably
I've
don't have
never heard of it. I don't know if you've ever heard this. Robin Williams, the late Robin Williams, used to say, laughter is the enema of the soul.
I
You
like
know?
it.
Besides, you know, the doctor stuff and the stand up, you also do speeches for large corporations. Do you want to tell folks about that?
Well, I have several speeches I do. The one I'm currently working on, because I'm working on my fourth book, because I
Okay.
like to write a book in completely unrelated areas, as you've probably picked up. So
Yeah.
my fourth book is on training for older age. Please just do something. And so I'm working on, because I during the day I'm a physical therapist. That's what my doctorate is in,
Right.
and that's my day job. And every day people are like, "How'd this happen to me?" And I was like, "Because I don't know, you didn't do one squat for 80 years and now you can't get off the toilet. You don't understand that this is how this works. Every day, how'd this happen? Because you did nothing for decades." So I'm trying to write a very user friendly book. I'm about halfway done with it, of just simple exercise regime and why it's important, and explaining what it is you need to know to get into later life and get up a set of stairs and off the toilet, and hopefully have a happier existence than just being unable to move, have the most functional life possible. And that's actually where my real big focus is this year. But I have done speeches for laughter, the healing aspects of laughter as it pertains to stress and burnout in particular. And then with the college kids, I've actually, because there's so, with COVID and social media, people have become more introverted. I mean, before you were forced to go out. Now that you can spend your whole life inside, you don't even ever need to leave a room. You can get everything delivered. And so I do a speech called Training Extra Covered Introvert. So,
They actually have classes now for kids to teach them how to talk.
yeah, absolutely. They do.
I couldn't believe that when I saw that.
Yeah, that it's incredible. Like, I mean, you really don't ever have to interact with another human being if you don't want to. They do all
Well,
the classes. They can work remotely. They can do classes remotely. You can get food delivered. You can get everything delivered. So you could never leave your
if
house.
you're ever in
And
a room, because I worked at Lowe's before I started here, and if you're ever in a room with a half dozen teenagers, they never look up from their phone.
that's
They don't
another
talk to
problem.
people.
That forward head posture is leading to a lot of
They
reasons.
don't.
I
They
spent
just.
all day talking about posture at work. I'm like, I don't know why my neck hurts. Just like, really, I do.
Well, let's get on because I did watch some YouTube stuff today. But when did you officially start? I think you said 24 years. Start doing stand up.
Yeah, 24 years ago.
Okay. And were there comedians that inspired you, and then comedians that you like today?
I would say pretty much I am inspired by almost anybody, and I find pretty much everybody, I'll find something entertaining about almost everybody. And you can learn something. I obviously have people I like more than others. I I don't watch a lot of comedy unless I'm at a show, because you see so much already But I mean,
Right.
probably my ultimate, one of my most favorite is Eddie Izzard. He's a British
Yeah,
comedian, transvestite.
I know who he
Dressed to
is.
Kill is still one of the funniest things you'll ever see in your entire life. I'm sorry.
No, other than Eddie Izzard, no. Are there any current comedians like maybe Francis DiLorenzo that you like?
I thought you were looking for famous people. I love Bill Burr.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
Francis,
you know what I'm
Francis is
talking about.
on a
I'm
boat
talking
right
about
now
another
going, oh,
echelon. You know what I'm talking about.
I know. I'm
I
kidding.
love Jim Jeffries. I love
Yeah.
Bill Burr. I think both of them. I think
Okay.
both of them are great and very cutting edge. I mean, I think probably minute for minute, word for word, the funniest comedian contemporary is Jerry Seinfeld. I'm not a
Yeah.
huge Jerry Seinfeld fan. I find I like my comedy with a little bit of teeth,
Yeah.
and a
Okay. Me
little
too.
and a little bit more. Richard Pryor was amazing at.
Yeah.
I will never be a black man that was raised in the ghetto with addicted to drugs and lit myself on fire. But Richard Pryor let us experience that through his comedy
Yeah.
in a hilarious way. I like comedy that lets us experience that person's life a little bit, the good, the bad, the ugly, through their comedy and get that experience. Jerry Seinfeld is by far, word for word, on the money, laughs per minute, probably the cleanest, tightest comic out there. But you really don't get a sense of like, what is Jerry Seinfeld like? You leave going, okay. I mean, it was hilarious, but you didn't leave edified in any way, shape, or form, really. So
He
that's
picks.
why I like my comedy with a little bit of more personality, grit.
Right.
I don't know, something I can experience about their life that I can't be that person. So I want to know about your life through
Yeah.
through your comedy. So
Right.
that's a difference I can explain. So
Okay. Now, you mentioned 4 books. I have 2 written down because that's what's on your website. And the first one, Recipe for a Broken Heart, Recipes for a Broken Heart. Um, you can talk about that one for a little bit because I really want to get to the second one that I've written down.
well, when I was going through my divorce, it was divorce. Getting divorced is like dying, in my opinion. Oh man.
Like a
Oh,
Springer episode.
that is a Jerry Springer. By the way, I was fired from Jerry Springer show.
Are you
No,
serious?
I'm serious. I got
Oh my
hired.
God, that you know what? Just hit the brakes. Tell us about that for a second.
Well, you probably know that a lot of their programming is scripted and not
Oh yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
necessarily all for real. So a comic friend of mine had written a skit about being an Elvis impersonator, and I was his girlfriend in the skit, and I fell in love with a different Elvis impersonator of an Elvis impersonator convention. And so it was like the combat between the Elvis impersonators and my boyfriend and the guy I'm now in love with, none of which is true. And when I got to Chicago for the filming, they saw my face and they said, we'd like to switch you to a different storyline. Are you okay with that? And I'm like, still get paid, right? And they're like, yep. And I'm like, okay. Because apparently my face screams surrogate mother. And so they wanted me to play a surrogate mother. And they went through non-traditional way of doing a surrogate. And apparently I fight with the underage pregnant 16-year-old girl who's pregnant with my supposed future baby. And they wanted me to punch her for real. And she signed a waiver saying I could hit her. And I said, I'll yell at her, I'll scream at her, I'll
I'm
throw
not
stuff
punching
around
her.
her. I said, but I will not punch a pregnant 16-year-old girl ever. I don't care what. And they're like,
Okay.
you need to punch her. And I'm like, I won't. And
All right.
so I got fired from the Jerry Springer show because I couldn't get low enough to meet
That's a
their
good reason.
standards.
All right, so let's get back to the first book, Recipe for a Broken Heart.
So I was going through a divorce, and
Right.
I just collected short stories of heartbreak. Some of them are hilarious, some of them are tear wrenching, and then the go-to recipes. So when you have heartbreak, some people like macaroni and cheese, and some people like pepperoni pizza. Some people like mashed potatoes, and so it's the short story of what happened, of what happened to their life, and then their go-to recipe.
Okay. Well, I think some people like wine.
Wine, yep. So that was an easy one. Some
Shoes.
people like OxyContin and cock. I'm not here to judge. I just collected the stories.
I don't want to jump ahead, but wine and shoes. I saw a matching thing where you had wine and shoes.
Yeah, I did. You did some research. I was doing pairings for a while. I like shoes a
Yeah,
lot.
the shoes matched the wine. It was great.
I sort of
But
that sort of
you mentioned recipes. I'm a big fan of Southern Comfort
well, I had
beer
a whiskey podcast for a while
and
too. So
and weed and better life through chemistry.
I did a whiskey podcast for a while, but that lost funding, so that sort of fell
Okay,
apart. Um,
okay.
but it was just I was something I was trying, and then I forget what happened. It just sort of fell off. I mean, maybe I
That
should bring it back
happens.
up
That
again.
happens with whiskey. You tend to
It
forget what
happens with
happened.
ideas with me. I start with an idea, and then I'm like something else shiny shows up, and I'm like, oh, okay. Um,
Okay, now here's where you get an idea of Dr. Laura Hayden, you get all this and you think, and then Dr. Laura, what about Dick?
I became a single lady. I was married for a very long time. I was
It's a book.
married.
Let me go back. It's a book that you have out called What About Dick?
Correct. And
Okay.
dating back when I was single did not have cell phones, internet, and this phenomena called internet dating. And now you meet somebody online and it's like, hello, how are you? How are you? What do you like? What do you like? Here's my penis. Like, I can't tell you how many dick pics I received unsolicited. I never even met these people. So every picture in that book was a picture sent to me by somebody I don't know. They
Are
were
you
just sent. I
serious?
am serious. And I was just like,
Wow.
some of them are hilarious. I mean, the back of the book gets pretty gritty. I always tell people, don't read the back. It starts friendly and then it gets gritty. And I tell people, don't go to the back of the book. But of course, everybody's going to go to the back of the book because it's gross. But so I just was like, I'm going to make a collection of dick pics and call it "What About Dick?" because I didn't ask for any of these, and so it's the short story of how the picture came into my life, and then the picture. So and now I'm working on a second edition of that because apparently, so I tell people all the time, you send me one, I'll send you one back.
Now, because I said I believe in full disclosure, I have never ever sent a dick pic.
Good, you shouldn't. There are things that should be done live. Sorry.
I, little fella, there's nobody wants to see that. It's like
I
it's like me doing TikTok. Scotty, you should do TikTok. Nah, nah, nah. We don't. We don't need.
I tell people all the time. I'm like, I've actually had guys. I'm like, they sent me something scandalous like that, and they're like, send me something back, and I'm like, okay. So I sent them a picture of my ankle. I'm like, hope you like that. Here's my knee.
That's crazy. I've actually had women. One girl, one time, woman, I should say. She's in my house and she's like, "Look at this," and all of a sudden, clank! Whoa, whoa! I didn't need to see that.
Yeah, there are things that should just be done live.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We don't need to
Um,
fill the airways with that.
yeah, no, but that's funny stuff. I'm gonna have to check that book out. Well,
It's
maybe
funny.
not. I'm not really a dick guy. I mean,
It's actually hilarious.
I
To
bet
be
you it
honest.
is. Um, Favorite show that you've done, and then
Hmm.
say least favorite show because you've been doing comedy a long time.
I have a lot of favorite shows.
Well,
Um,
okay, you can do a couple. I like you. Like for
um,
instance, I watched the stand up in stilettos. I watched that full set.
oh,
It was really good.
thank you. I
I
need
know
to
that
put
was
up
long. That
something.
was 12 years ago or so. But
I know. I need to put up something new. But I hate putting up new stuff because I have found material of mine end up on the Tonight Show with
yeah,
not me doing it, or on other shows
yeah.
because there's no propriety. If it's kind of whoever puts it on TV first wins, and so if I didn't put it on TV, then that joke isn't mine anymore, and it owns somebody else. So I'm sort of really protective about what I put online. If you want
Okay,
to see me,
right.
come to a show. So I'm not very good about putting stuff online, but that was a fun time. That was a fun time. I've
I had a
had
guy just so You don't think I had a guy come on here and say, I'm not doing any jokes on this show. In other words, he wasn't going to give up any of his material. As he said, I don't have a lot of material, and I'm not going to do it on Zoom, on a stupid Zoom meeting.
I did
And I thought
200
to
Zoom
myself,
shows
well,
during COVID.
I have you on here for what reason?
I
I'm
did
sure people will watch all the way to the end.
I did 200 Zoom shows during COVID, so I'm sure I have plenty of jokes online. Um, Favorite shows. I had a show one time. It was at a winery,
Okay.
and it was a little bit older audience, particularly. I mean, it was probably like 15 years ago, so I was younger, and they were howling. These were like 50-plus-year-olds howling, and I'm like, you realize you people are howling, and they were howling, and I was like, okay. And that was pretty fun. And least favorite show, I got fired on a boat one time. It was a corporate gig, and that was awful. That was.
Please tell. Please tell.
I do when I do a private or a corporate thing, I spend a lot of time talking to the people in charge about what it is they would like, what it is appropriate,
Right.
where they want the comedy come in. Do you want G? Do you want squeaky clean? Do you want PG 13?
Right.
R, you don't care. Can we make fun of the bosses? Can we make fun of the employees? Blah blah blah. Can we not touch any of these subjects? I do a lot of recon because I wanted to go smoothly. So we were on a boat, and I'd spent hour plus talking to the woman in charge, and she says, "Oh yeah, they're all adults. You can go PG-13." I said, "PG-13 means I can say the F word once," and she's like, "Yeah, yeah, that's fine." 5 minutes into my set, I said the word bitch. The big boss who I had talked to stood up and stared at me, and then walked over to the purser on the boat. It was like a cruise kind of thing, 3-hour cruise kind of thing. Stood up to the purser. The purser looked at me like, leave now. And that was deeply embarrassing because I had another 2 hours on the boat with these people. I hid in the captain's quarters, and I didn't come out till every single person left that boat. It was humiliating. I was supposed to do like half an hour. I left after 5 minutes. It was awful.
Well, you
That was
mentioned it, and I got
that
to
was a
tell
bad
you,
day.
since it's up, I can mention it. You do a whole bit about the F word.
I do. I hate the F word.
Yeah.
Fucking 50. Um,
See, I saw it 10 years ago when it was 40,
I know.
but you changed it. And you
Well,
actually said, fuck it. I can't believe you said it.
I had to update it.
Yeah, you certainly did. And this is the place for it.
At some point in time, your face gives it away. So what can I say?
Oh man, I'm 63. I just turned
Is, is,
63 a couple weeks
is,
ago.
isn't there a song about that when I turned 63?
Oh,
Beatles?
well, when you were describing earlier about the guy that hasn't gotten up and can't get off the toilet, yeah, it was ringing home a little bit. I was like,
Oh no. You need my next book,
yeah,
Training for
yeah.
Older Age.
I if I'm around, I'll buy her, and
Hopefully
I'll
I'll have
learn
it
how to
done.
read too. I'll learn to get all that in one shot.
It's very user friendly and funny because I'm
Okay.
writing it like I talk to my patients, exactly how I talk
All
to my
right. Good.
patients.
Good. Well, maybe we can talk afterwards. Maybe I can sign up
That
for some
that'll be
class.
that'll be hopefully done by the end of the year.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. If you had a good time or whatever, come back and I'll help you promote it. I'll do
I
whatever.
would love that.
Okay. Well, and I saved it. Well, there's two things. I want to mention Frances T. Lorenzo again because I had her on, and I have to say she's one of my favorite people now.
Oh, she's
We
lovely.
we we correspond quite a lot, and I have nothing but the utmost admiration and respect for her. And she's given me a lot of comedians, and I'm so grateful. And I want to thank her for getting me in touch with you.
Well, I want to thank her for getting her you in touch with me.
Oh, okay, okay. Take it easy, Hot Rod. But here, I saved it for the end because shoes. I'm curious. In other words, I told you I watched the video pairings, but what do you think my number one question is?
How many pairs?
Bingo.
Um, well, when I got divorced, I think I had like 400, but I, but I've sold a
Hey,
lot.
I was going to go out on a limb here. Do you think maybe that had something to do with it?
Do you think what?
You think that had something to do with it?
No, no, he was. I really don't
I'm just
have.
teasing.
I really don't do anything else. Like there are women that go shopping all the time, clothes and
Right.
purses and everything. I nothing but shoes. Like
Shoes.
I'll wear the same dress. I mean, I had to go to a funeral about a month ago. I bought this 5 years ago. All right, I found a black dress in my closet. Now it was a very nice black dress, but I was like, I'm not a shopper.
Okay.
So
So you
except
have
for shoes,
you still and listen, I'm not making fun of you.
it's all
Okay.
right. You
No,
can if
no,
you
no, I'm
want.
not. No, no, Laura, I'm not. Because I worked in the music business my whole life. I have records and I collect records, or I did collect records. And I had bought 50,000 45s off a jukebox dealer. I bought records like you bought shoes.
There you go. See, we all got
So
something.
everybody has their thing. I was just curious, 400.
I think I'm at probably about 300 now, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I got rid of most of my records. I don't have a lot anymore.
Well, I always wear fancy shoes on stage. So when I was doing, I had a weekly show with a very regular audience at a restaurant bar that I ran for 9 years. And honestly, every week they would come and be like, okay, what shoes are this week? So I almost felt like I had to keep switching them up for them.
Okay.
So I would wear new shoes every week for them.
All right.
And so that show doesn't happen obviously anymore. So kind of like I have favorites, and it depends on what kind of show I'm doing. If I have to do 3 shows and I have to be on my feet for an hour, I'm going to wear different shoes than if I'm just doing a 10-minute set.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, sure. Makes sense.
this
Uh,
there's certain shoes that are different, like
oh
what.
yeah.
And then if the stage has a seam in it, I'm not wearing a stiletto because the heel gets caught in the seam. I'll wear something with a bigger chunky heel so I don't
Right.
trip,
Great
because I've
advice.
had that happen.
Great advice for young comedians out there. Um, we're gonna get to the end with your comedy minute, but I
Which
want
is
to
going to
make
be
sure.
several minutes. I'm already ready.
All right, no, well, you can do whatever you want. I told you.
Thank you, Scott.
You know that I sent you Jesse Egan. I sent you a couple people. Um, you can do whatever you want, but I just want to make sure. You mentioned your new book coming out. Anything else that you want to tell people, tell them now, and then I'll do a formal introduction and we'll do your comedy minute.
Well, if you need a speaker or comic, I will travel anywhere. I have performed in 47 countries
Okay.
and 41 of the 50 states, I think. So
Okay.
I am definitely, I will, I can speak about a lot of things, but the topics I have are training for older age, um, undercover introvert, and then laughter is healing, for burnout sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then comedy,
Yeah.
I'll go anywhere.
Well,
Uh,
and I just want to mention, because I didn't say it, and hopefully you haven't heard this. I use this a lot, but it's my mantra, kind of like yours is, what crumbs of joy can I steal from this day?
oh, very
And
nice.
that's, you are the crumbs of joy I'm stealing today. You're, no, no, I mean it. That's a
I
line from a
have,
Squeeze song. I worked in the music business, and that is the way I approach life. I don't get a whole loaf, but I just get a couple crumbs. And if you make me laugh and and enjoy yourself, and I have a good time, that's what it's all about. I
absolutely.
love I love your idea because I do think laughter is important.
Oh, it's the only thing that really holds us all together. It's the only,
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter. You can be rich, poor, well,
yeah.
healthy. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. Laughter connects all of us more than anything, actually. Um, so I'm a
Well,
big, big believer in it.
yeah,
My mantra is, I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help.
right. Well, you're helping me with well, I told you how sick I am. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here today. And we're going to do it right now. Laura Hayden, your comedy minute. Go ahead.
Well, this is a little bit of a story. Like I told you, I performed in 47 countries. And you would think the craziest thing that ever happened to me. And I pride myself that nothing, I mean, literally nothing can happen on stage that will throw me off. Nothing, nothing. Because I'm medically trained, I've jumped off stage and give the Heimlich maneuver to a guy in the front row that was choking on a chicken bone. Chicken bone bumps. Went on with the show. I've fallen out of a stage in the Sea of Marines in Rhoda, Spain. Got up and fell off the stage. Didn't break anything. Got on the show that finished that show like a boss. I had a show that I was doing in Scotland where it was upstairs was happy hour, but downstairs was not happy hour. So I took the entire audience upstairs for happy hour prices on the drinks, entertained them, and then brought them back down and finished the show because who doesn't want discount on drinks? I've taken an entire audience outside during a fire drill. I've bounced a little person out of my show. I've had to take a dog out of the show. I've had to take a homeless person on the show. I've had a woman's water break while I was on a show. I've had countless amounts of penises, vaginas, and boobs flashed at me during a show. And you would think one of the craziest shows I ever done would have been in Amsterdam, but it was not. I was flying from Amsterdam to Salem, Oregon, because that's the kind of rock style lifestyle I have. So I was flying from Amsterdam to do shows in Salem, Oregon. And I get to Salem, Oregon, and I don't know if you've been to Salem, Oregon, but it's a little bit ding, 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 vibe there. Not all of it. So it's a theater show. I have to do an hour. So it's a theater. It's 300 people, and it's ramped up seating down below and then ramping up, and I'm on the stage. And I start the show. I'm about 10 minutes in, and there's couches in the front 2 rows, and then it's just regular seating, theater seating. And I look over the stage to the left, and there's a couple around their 70s, and I look over and I look at them, and I'm like, that guy's getting a hand job. So I don't want to mess with their party going on there. I was like, okay, I want to ruin their fun. I was like, I will just not look. So I was like, I won't look. And then I'm proceeding with the thing. And so I look over and on the other side, there's a couple in their 30s, and he's full on this woman's shirt, honking the horns, dialing the knobs. I don't know. I'm not a lesbian yet. Might be later in life. I'm saving it for the nursing home years. And so I was like, don't look. So I was like, just look straight ahead. So I look straight ahead, and it spreads to the first 2 rows. Everybody's like full on. It got so crazy that I was asking the people in the back of the room if they could see what's happening in the front of the room. They were like, yes. And I was like, I turn around. I'm like, is Ashton Kutcher coming out back here to tell me I'm punked? What is happening? It spread to the first 2 rows. It got so crazy that I actually started doing color commentary. I'm like, buddy, she's never going to enjoy that. Counterclockwise. Anyhow, what I'm telling you is in 2019 in Salem, Oregon, I made 30 people come. So if they don't have a good time at my show, it's your fault.
That's incredible. I'm going to include all the links to your Instagram, your Facebook, everything, and anything I can do to help you make more people come. I'm going to do it.
Thank you so much.
I had a wonderful time.
I had a wonderful time.
Cool.